Episode 443. The broadcast feed suddenly cut away, sweeping directly toward the audience stands. Yi Xiu saw that the camera was focused on Chen Guo and Tang Ru. The broadcast team was clearly prepared, and they started deliberately zooming in for a close-up on that spot. Even without yesterday's little drama, these two beauties are a sight for sore eyes on camera. But the focus of the close-up clearly wasn't on them. The camera panned, then lingered on the empty seat beside the two women, saying more than words ever could. And as soon as the reporter found another all-star player, the camera immediately cut to the interview. And so, the half hour before the official start passed in just this way. Most players were pretty relaxed about a competition like this, with few being as serious as Zhang Xinjie. Other players would joke with the reporters, or tease their familiar rivals. The half hour passed quickly enough. As the official opening began, all the lights in the arena were extinguished. The roster of the 24 All-Stars had been handed out to every spectator on the very first day. But it was only now, on the final day, with the All-Star matches underway, that their true showcase truly began. The spotlight fell, and the first to take the stage was none other than Samsara's home team ace, Zhou Zikai. He walked slowly onto the stage in the spotlight. A holographic projection flashed, bringing his character, Cloudpiercer, to his side. The arena erupted in cheers, giving their ace player a moment of pure glory. Zhou Zikai was a natural at this kind of prearranged showmanship. With his good looks and build, even a slight hint of awkwardness couldn't diminish his superstar aura. Next up was Samsara's second player, Zhang Botao. His character, Empty Waves, is a Spellblade, making him the team's number 2, right behind Zhou Zikai. The introductions went by team, just announcing names and roles, and the pace was brisk. Following the two from Samsara, it was Team Blue Rain's turn to take the stage. 3 of their players had been selected for this all-star event: Yu Wenzhou, whose character Swaksar was a warlock, Huang Shaotian, whose character Troubling Rain was a blade master, and Yu Feng, whose character Brilliant Edge was a berserker. Next up, Misty Rain team with 2 representatives, Chu Yunshu, character Windy Rain, an elementalist, and Li Hua, character Dark Forest, a ninja. Next up, Team 100 Blossoms, Tang Hao, playing the brawler Darilo, and Zhou Yuan, playing the Spitfire Dazzling 100 Blossoms. Both members of Team 100 Blossoms had their own unique qualities. Tang Hao was only a second-year rookie, and his brawler account Darilo wasn't considered anything special in the pro scene. Yet, thanks to his outstanding performance over the past 6 months, he'd won massive popularity, earning his account a spot among the All-Stars. As for Zhou Yuan, he was the exact opposite of Tang Hao. If we're talking about his individual performance, this player, who was hastily brought in to replace the original captain Zhang Jiao and pilot Dazzling 100 Blossoms, was utterly unconvincing. He made it onto the list of 24 almost entirely on the strength of the Dazzling 100 Blossoms name. Too many Glory fans didn't want to see the all-star stage without the god-tier character Dazzling 100 Blossoms. Zhou Yuan was clearly aware of this. As he stood on the stage, he subtly positioned himself a step behind the holographic projection of Dazzling 100 Blossoms. Compared to the players who had taken the stage before them, the 2 from 100 Blossoms each had a gap, one in seniority and the strength of their character, the other in pure skill. But Tang Hao was the kind of guy who'd talk about the underdog overcoming the top dog, a supremely arrogant fellow who wouldn't give a damn about any of that. He stood there with an air of undeniable presence. As for Zhou Yuan, he was far more uneasy. He felt like he was standing even further back than his character, and he hardly dared to look at the audience below the stage. When he heard the announcer begin to introduce the next player, he immediately turned to look. Following him onto the stage were 2 more members of Team Excellent Era, Sun Shang and Su Mucheng. Their avatars, the Battle Mage 1 Autumn Leaf and the Launcher Dancing Rain, were promptly projected onto the platform. They were once the Alliance's most perfectly synchronized duo, but now Dancing Rain's owner made no effort to hide her disdain, keeping her distance from Sun Sheng and standing closer instead to 100 Blossoms team Zhou Yuan. The broadcast was really stirring the pot, immediately cutting to a close-up of Yi Chu's empty seat. Another case of a picture is worth 1,000 words. Following those 2, Team 301's captain, Yang Kong, took the stage, bringing his assassin character, Scene Killer, with him. Though he was also a team's ace player, Yang Kung's skill and his character were far from top tier. He stood on the stage with a very humble demeanor. After Yang Kung took the stage, the introductions entered a brief intermission. The audience counted the players who had come up so far, exactly 12, and immediately understood this was the grouping for the All-Star match. These 12 All-Star players would be teammates for the night, with Samsara Team's Zhou Zikai appointed as the temporary captain of this star-studded squad. But this appointment was clearly just a courtesy to the host. If Zhou Zikai were actually expected to do any commanding, even Samsara themselves wouldn't stand for it. Zhou Zikai held the title of captain, but the one who actually performed the captain's duties was Blue Rain Team's Yu Wenzhou. No one had any objections to this arrangement. This amiable captain was incredibly well liked throughout the entire professional circle. The host conducted a brief interview with these 12 players, then directed them to the specially prepared all-star battle seats. The 12 players lined up in a row, taking their seats at one end of the stage. Then, the entrance of the other 12 began immediately. First to take the stage was Team Tiny Herb. Like Blue Rain, they boasted 3 all-star players: Captain Wang Jishi, whose character was Vicaria, a witch; Vice Captain Deng Fusheng, his character Self-Existence, a knight. Next is the grappler Li Yihui, whose character is Flying Clothes. He was also a pillar player for the Tiny Herb Championship team. Following Tiny Herb team, the 2 members from Tyranny team took the stage: Captain Han Wenqing and Vice Captain Zhang Xinjie. Han Wenqing's character, of course, was the famous striker known as the Fist King, Desert Dust. Zhang Xinjie's character was a cleric, named Stone Not Turned. Next up was Li Xuan from Team Void, his character Crying Devil, a Ghost Blade. Joining him on stage was his teammate Wu Yuche, whose character Ghost Guest was also a Ghost Blade. Their dual ghost coordination was a classic combo in the pro scene. They had always been strong contenders for the title of Yi Shu and Su Mucheng's best duo. After the 2 from Void Team, the next to take the stage was Wind Howl's Lin Jingyan. While his form had declined, allowing Tang Hao to successfully pull off an upset, the all-star voting is all about popularity. Even a veteran god like Lin Jingyan, coasting on his reputation alone, was more than enough to secure a spot among those 24. And let's not forget, he had Tang Sanda, the #1 brawler character, holding down the fort. And Wind Howl Team wasn't just Lin Jingyan's one-man show. They also had another player, Fang Ru, whose character Doubtful Demon was a thief from the Nightwalker class. His technical style, sleazy, sleazier, and sleaziest. Next up was Thunderclap Team's captain, Xiao Shi Qin. He was also one of Glory's 4 great tactical masters, a guy who could give any team trouble even when dealt a terrible hand. His character, Life Extinguisher, has a name that drips with menace, but his class is actually a mechanic, so he's definitely not the type to engage in a straight-up brawl. Next up was Royal Style Team's Tian Sen. He had the broad-shouldered, powerful build of a natural athlete, and his sheer physical presence was imposing enough. Most pro players who dedicate themselves to Glory are shut-ins. You don't see many athletes like him. A player with that kind of physique was a rare sight among the 200-plus competitors. Tian Sen's character is called Sweeping Incense, an exorcist from the priest class, and also a super ancient god-tier character. Tian Sen was already the 3rd player to wield this character. Royal Style Team has also become a shadow of its former self, following the change of hands for this character. They possessed a top-tier character, yet couldn't even secure a ticket to the playoffs. After Tian Sen came Zhao Yang, the ace of Lin Hai Team, with his character Boundless Sea, a Qi master. His situation was similar to Yang Kung's. Neither the player nor his character were considered top-tier, though that was only by the most elite standards. After all, anyone who made it into the ranks of these 24 All-Stars had to have something special about them. With that, another 12 players had taken the stage, and this team had Wang Jishi as its temporary captain. He said a few words on behalf of the team, and after the host conducted a brief interview, these 12 also took their seats on the opposing side, facing the other 12 from a distance, who would fight in the individual matches, who would compete in the group arena, and who would participate in the team battle. These details still hadn't been announced. The audience, however, was already boiling over.